Hello, everyone. Welcome to Nights at the Round Table. I am Luca, and this is TJ. And for
Hello
tonight's
there.
for tonight's edition, we're reviewing a knockoff of Ratatouille called Ratatoing.
This is my recommendation. So, Luca, what was your thoughts on Ratatouille?
It's one of those movies that is so bad that it's good.
Yeah, I would say, I would say that, but barely. Like, it's not Room, although I would be. It has a number of moments. That's how I would say it. So I guess we should start with this. What elements did you like about this movie?
Like the characters' voices.
What'd you like about them?
The movements of certain characters. Like, they're all weird.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, but what things do you genuinely like?
The animation is
done well?
horrible. Just horrible.
It is awful. It is. Yeah, it is awful. How do you?
It's like watching an animation tutorial.
I've seen.
You can learn how to make something with this movie.
Even those are better. Those are it's more like it's like it's like some amateurish animation you would find on YouTube, except without the passion in it. So it's just I think awkward would be the best word one of the best words to describe the movie. It's just so awkward. The way the characters talk, the animation, the pacing, it's so basically. Anyways, there's also oh boy, Mars. So I think we have to describe what the movie is. Luca, will we do the honors?
Yes. So Ratatouille is about this rat called Marcel, who uses stolen ingredients from humans to cook the finest food in Brazil.
Yeah. It is. That's basically it.
So the movie likes to show scenes of Marcel, Greg, and Carol going on missions to the kitchen, and they do it in a silly, weird sequence that we see a lot throughout the film.
It's
like a recurring theme.
The X 3 times, and it's the same footage over again.
Yeah, it's like a reference to Mission Impossible.
I think this is a fairly infamous film, but I think the main thing is just the title. It's such a lazy title. It's just at least with many films of this type, they
at least come up with a better Portuguese name or something.
It's not Portuguese.
Yeah, take this in Brazil.
No, I asked my grandmother, who actually grew up in Brazil and does speak Portuguese and among other languages, and from what she can recall, toing does not mean anything in Portuguese or any language she knows. It's just do you know anything that means?
No, not a clue.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's at least say what's up or Cars Life. At least they put some effort in their names. They sound like names of real movies. And I don't mean names of the movies. I mean this is something you would name your film. But Ratatouille, it's like they would try to do something like that, but then they just gave up halfway through and they just said, let's just put toying at the beginning. It's basically just...
They don't even have accents.
Yeah, that's because it's a dub. It's what's weird. It's so bizarre. Also, I'm trying to think. It's not something they never It's obviously Brazil, but do they ever refer to it as Brazil? I know the narrator doesn't.
Come to think of it, no, they don't really refer to it in the movie.
It's so weird. There's also this weird little soundbite at the beginning where the narrator was just talking, where the narrator's just introducing the restaurant. And I swear, it's the same soundbite from the beginning. Speaking of, what a fitting beginning. It's literally just the title and the narrator just saying this ugly word. It's so bizarre.
No, the plot on Google just says it takes place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil.
Like, it obviously does, but it's, like, it does. They even show Rio, but they never show it. I don't know if the narration was meant for another movie, and they just didn't want to redub all of it, or something. It's hard to tell. But let's talk about the actual movie itself.
Okay.
It just, like, we've gotten over the beginning. Also, just the restaurant. What's your father, like, they'd spend 12 minutes doing nothing. It's the weird, it is, like, would you agree?
Yeah.
It's just, it is, it's the first 12 minutes of this 40-minute movie, mind you. So a quarter of the movie is just people at the restaurant saying that the Ratatouille is good. I tallied it somewhere. Okay. Let's see. Let's see here. Yeah. In the 12 minutes, they say the Ratatouille is good in one form or another 12 plus times. It's just so... speaking of, we got Craig. Like, there's one thing I can't... Craig, yeah.
You mean Greg.
Greg, thank you. Greg, thank you. There's one thing you can't fault this movie for. It is a quotable movie. It's just...
Precisely.
Precise. Yes. The Ratatouille, it's such a... Yeah, that's one of the... And the runtime is one of the few genuine things I could say about this movie. Speaking of the rats, like, they look like rats. That's the third thing. I don't think it's doing the rats any favors, but hey, if they look like rats, that's more I could say for other movies. But
the animation is so basic.
It's basic. It's not even just basic. It's just odd and jerky. And it's odd, like their noses, like the rats' noses, just move up and down when they talk. And it's just so odd. What else? They're also very thick. They're very thick rats. I'd not like it. It's just. What's your thoughts on the comedy of the film? Like, the actual comedy?
I would say the comedy is the only thing that holds the movie together. It's enjoyable.
I didn't really like it. It's just not very... Like, and I'm talking about when they're actually saying jokes. Like, I'm not talking about just the odd nature of the film. But it's, like, they're okay. It's obviously one of the few aspects they put some time, like a day, into. But it's just, but it just does. But it's most of the jokes they're just so lame. They're just so. Oh boy. Anyways, we also had the villains. We are sort of introducing the villains of the movie in the first 12 minutes. Like
the customers.
The customers. But oh boy, they're fine. Nothing too interesting. Although they have one scene we'll get into later. So we have the setup afterwards. We have the setup scene, the spy scene where they have all these gadgets, which just goes on forever. I believe it goes on for a full minute. So basically, minute, and not to mention the other times they go for this. A lot of this movie. And then they enter the human kitchen and initiate a awkward action scene. So, like, they're very, like, they say they're master thieves, but they're doing a pretty bad job at it from what we see. Like how?
They're clumsy, is what they are.
Not even clumsy. Yeah, they steal one strawberry. So, like, these are the worst. How can they feed a kitchen? A whole restaurant. Anyways, it's just...
Yeah, every time they go in there, they only end up stealing, like, one thing.
One thing, if anything. Yeah. This just brings me to my point. Although this movie does have its moments, personally I just found a lot of it to be boring and just filler. Mainly, like we mentioned, the first 12 minutes, but there's just so many scenes where just not much is happening, and it's just dull. With the only thing really keeping it going is the odd visuals.
Precisely.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so what? So the other restaurant owners, they see they figure this out. And they come up with a plan to go to the actual restaurant, the human restaurant, and just scare all the humans. And that initiates this strangest, the best dance scene of all time. It is so, which is personally the highlight of the movie. Like, if you all are gonna see any part of the movie, just I would say seek this scene out. It's just, why do you think they did that?
Too funny?
It is the weirdest. Like, I don't know. I don't know if it was supposed to be funny. I don't know if it was entertaining. I don't know what they were going for beyond just more filler. All you need, like, obviously, like, they're not gonna animate a human, obviously. So, but still, it's so bizarre. How would you describe this to somebody who has not seen it?
I don't know. Probably wouldn't be able to describe it at all.
We'll put a link to it in the description. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Anyways, the plan works. And next time the crew comes in, there's a bunch of traps and Garfield. He has a name, but who cares? It looks like a poorly animated Garfield knockoff. It's just so... Anyways, this happens.
Yeah, watching the cat move cracks me up.
Oh, yes. Like, everyone has these awkward running cycles, but the cat just has the best. It's just
It's like watching a miniature Sasquatch in the kitchen.
I think it's, oh my god. Yeah, that's basically, I would say that. It's such a, yeah. It's this, anyways, this doesn't work. They wrap things up quickly. Start wrapping things up. Food, they don't steal the food. Restaurant goes hungry for a week. And then they come back again and then solve the problem with little to no effort. It's just, and then the end, the cat's at the Ratatouing.
Huh? On a scale of 1 to 10, what would you give this film?
I'd give it a 2. Personally, it has its moments, but I think most of the enjoyment can just be had by looking at various scenes.
I would give it a 4 out of 10 because of the comedy.
Yeah,
I would give it a much lower rating if it wasn't so funny.
Yeah. And you mean like legit, like purposely funny, or like
accidentally funny?
Yeah. Yeah. Would you recommend it?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I'm personally, if you're looking for a so bad it's good movie, it's not the worst thing, although I'm sure you could do something better.
Yeah, I do consider it to be one of those movies that are so bad that it's good.
Yeah. But as a genuine movie, just watch anything else. Like,
please, people.
Look on YouTube. You can find a better movie, and I'm posted strictly to there. Watch Shrek Retold or something.
So, it's my turn to pick a movie.
Yes.
And since we're reviewing knockoffs now, I choose to review Plan B, a knockoff of the B movie.
All right. thank you for your time.
Thank you, TJ.
I'll see you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Precisely.